Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to a general reading for you guys and gals pertaining how the divine masculine feels about you. So I want to know in this current energy what he feels about you, okay? Guys, like I said, it's a general reading, so just take what you hear lightly, okay? If it feels right, that's one thing compared to what you think, okay? We don't want to send anyone off with the wrong information and, yeah. So, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to book a personal reading, please follow the description box below and we'll get you appointed. Thank you so much for the likes, comments, and subscribes. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the support. Guys, but without further ado, let's see what the divine masculine feels about you. Cross watcher, divine feminine, lady, man. Okay, let's see what our divine partner feels about us in this current energy, okay? So the cards are pre-shuffled, but I like to show you guys and gals that we shuffle for real, okay? So no one thinks that any of this is scripted. All right, let's go ahead and get this going. What the divine masculine feels about his divine feminine, okay? If you're watching, let's see how he feels about you. All right, should we do one more? Let's do another one. Okay, what does the divine masculine feel about the divine feminine? The Two of Pentacles. The Two of Wands, okay. The Four of Swords, so I was going to say decisions, okay, but something definitely prominent in his life is you, okay, and it looks kind of like he's used to always having to battle you and what's already going on, but you look pretty prominent in his life. You look pretty stable in his life, okay. He's really got a mindset focused on you, divine feminine, and he's definitely... You know, sometimes we can see the Two of Pentacles as like a card where they're choosing or they're deciding or they're having trouble deciding or choosing. But this is actually a card that says this is someone who has multiple responsibilities, tasks, you know, all things going on in their life. And even though it may look chaotic, it's like a borderline chaos. They're actually pretty organized. They're pretty fit. They're pretty put for the task, which is also why I say that you're pretty prominent in his life. You've been here for a while and you've been a deciding factor. You've been a reason for his multitasking and, you know, if he's in a relationship or not, to cause him to stray away because of the love he has for you. But here is a decision here that is needing to be made. So we can go ahead and say different definitions of the cards is like the significant number 2 here is wanting some sort of common ground with you and someone else that's in his life. It often means sometimes, okay, right now so far, that he's deciding whether he's going to stay with his family or if he's going to create a new and combine families. Okay, there's a decision here needing to be made with the divine masculine, okay? And involving you, it looks like it might come out, it might work in your favor, divine feminine. Let's see what else we have. The Seven of Cups. Decisions, decisions, decisions. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. So there's going to be some sort of conflict here. And I don't know if that means because of the recent reading I did prior to this one about the divine feminine that right now she's in this power surge. A lot of the divine feminines are going to come into their power. And a lot of us, most of us are, but we just don't realize it yet. Because a lot of us are in this mode where we're feeling different than we have been on this time in this journey. And that for some of us is what we need to realize, our power surge. So once, you know, it's like I was talking with a client today. I shared this with 2 clients today, actually, about are you going to believe in fate, or is fate going to just have to believe in you? Either way, you're destined for something. So regardless of which moves you make, you know, you are going to be destined for something. And I know that right now the divine feminine is like not really clear on her power surge until she gets some sort of information or text or message or some sort of light bulb inkling from the divine or from the divine masculine. But you need to realize, divine feminines, that you are in a search of power. We have this divine masculine right now feeling this way, even if we're not physically there, thinking about us and wanting to make major changes in his life. Look at that globe in his hand. Even though he's married, even though he's already made some sort of pact with someone once upon a time, even before they met you or during while they met you, but nothing had moved with you and the divine masculine. So he's coming up on a decision here, and it's obvious that it involves love. It involves a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that this fire sign, air sign, or earth sign. Okay, we have all signs here, okay, divine feminines, but they want to make a decision in love. It's safe to say so far this is pretty broad and it is a general reading, but right now with what we have, it looks like the divine masculine is extremely in his headspace, but he's talkative, he still is talkative, but in an aspect of like spectrum. What I mean by that is like it's a general kind of talk. I feel like he's keeping sacred any of his decisions, all that he's doing. Like if it's a day-to-day thing that he's doing, he's not going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to the store. He's just going to go, and he expects who's around him to know that that's his daily routine. Okay, like what I mean is he's open and he's talkative, and he's not so like in a negative mindset, but he's really trying to make a decision here. So he can't have anyone confusing him or conflicting him, but he's still, if you are in contact with your divine masculine during this time, you'll still be in contact with him, but you're going to find that the conversation is just a little lightweight, and he's building up to be able to tell you something. He's gonna, if you're not in communication, he will come to tell you something. Okay, and it also depends on the journey and on the path you are in your journey. Okay, because you may be very new, very old. I mean, it just depends. But right now, for the majority of us, the divine masculine is going to be making a decision in love that is going to affect you. He's going to come to you about it. Okay, look at the top of the deck is the Six of Cups. So definitely a decision in love. If you're watching Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, here we have earth, fire, air, and water. But in love, especially with his divine feminine, for you, he feels he cannot stop thinking about you. Look, all of these cards signify thinking. They're all up in the head. None of it is in a negative aspect. Even when he feels like he's on the verge, he's like, okay, I got this. Like I'm not going to mess up this time. I'm going to really make a decision here that's going to change my life, but I know it's what I have to do. Well, how many times am I just going to turn my back on who I'm with or on my problems because I can't focus on what's going to make me happy? That doesn't make much sense. He's home. He's wherever he is. And this Four of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, again, up in his head, but not making any decisions per se. This is a card of not necessarily retreating even. He's just needing to take some time to meditate. That's what that Four of Swords is. And then we have the Seven of Cups. We all know that this shadow guy right here has to make a decision about what he's going to choose, but weary of the fact that it could lead to catastrophe. It could lead to catastrophe. It could lead to catastrophe, but he's willing to take the risk for this love that he feels and that he felt with the divine feminine. Divine feminines, it's safe to say that this man is definitely thinking about the first days when you met. I know it's been a long time coming for a lot of us, especially. I know even if we've been in communication, I know it's been a long time coming for us to be like, oh my God, does he even think about me anymore? Did he forget about me? Some of us have been talking to the divine masculine. It's only been arguments. It's only been fights. You know what I mean? But this is going to turn around because there is a breaking point here. Thank all of the moons and the retrogrades that finally piled up the last bit of regret, okay, to give this guy some remorse. All he can think about is you. And it's safe to say this divine masculine, you have been through quite a lot of problems, have been through quite a lot. I mean, a lot of nasty words and a lot of embarrassing moments, because this card, this Five of Wands, I don't think many people realize that this card, the Five of Wands, I'm sorry about the darkness here, signifies diversity and cultural differences. Okay, now we like to say that loosely because that means everything and everywhere at work, where it's just like, oh, I know better, so I'm going to put my 5 cents, my 10 cents forward, and I'm better than you. There's that. But this really does signify all of the cultural differences. So you guys could have had definitely, not necessarily talking about race and things like that and how you do things, but the fact that you guys could be from two different cultures, and the way he does things isn't necessarily the way you do things, but you both are very spiritual. Let's go ahead and clarify this Two of Pentacles for the Divine Masculine. Let's go ahead and clarify it so we can clarify what he's feeling about you. Now, we know he's thinking about you, and we know that Six of Cups is the overall feeling here. But let's see. Okay, so these two came up in reverse, okay? Oh my gosh, it's so dark right now. No. And I don't even want to get up to go. So we got the Five of Swords, okay, guys? And, oh boy, we have the Five of Swords and the Strength card in reverse, okay, for the Two of Pentacles. And it did come up in reverse, okay, and we're going to just have to go the hard way and read that. So with his decisions, with his day-to-day, with his regimen, his schedule, you know, working, the whole blase blah, it's like this Five of Swords in reverse is him no longer trying to win at all costs and slur nasty words at you and have arguments and have, you know, petty arguments. He's coming up on this soft feeling for you, Divine Feminines. I feel like it took him a while to just really focus on. I feel like it's been bashing him and bashing him. Like these waves in the back of him are crashing, are like really kind of like, you know, there's boats out there, so the turbulence, and I really feel like it's been hitting him and daunting him, but on a way where it's just like love and emotion. So if we've been talking to him and all we've been doing is trying to give him love and advice and stuff like that, it's really worked, okay? And if not, like I said, do we believe in fate or do we let fate believe in us? Regardless, we're destined for something. And then we have the Strength card in reverse, though. I do feel like, you know, he's only human, and he's trying to let go of pride. He's trying to let go of some logic in his head, whereas he should be turning you away because he's in a relationship. And this is killing his strength. Like I said, fate is going to carry us along. Our divine is going to carry us along. I feel like he's supposed to know that life isn't supposed to be just 100% easy for him. He's supposed to juggle, but at least, you know, we won't be given too much that we can't handle. But there are some things that he's suppressed along the way that the divine is trying to get him to understand what he should have let go of and what he should have kept. You know, right now I do believe, like the Two of Pentacles says, that there's a lot that he's having to battle and deal with, and some things he just wants to be able to let go. But the divine is telling him he can't. You're going to have to deal with it in the proper way. It could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius you're dealing with, so they kind of suppress their feelings and they show only anger towards their emotions when it means happiness towards you, okay? Capricorn or Taurus or Virgo if you're dealing with an air sign. But their strength is being weakened right now. I feel like there are people trying to kick him down and get him into a vulnerable spot, whereas he can't give to someone else, but where he can only be, where he can't be relied on, but where he has to rely on. Do you understand? And that would keep him in his karmic debt and his karmic situation. You guys can't see this, but right at the top of the deck is the High Priestess. So, you know, like I said, I think it's the karmic. Yeah, we can say that, trying to suppress him so that he can keep relying on her. If he's non-reliant, okay, he's able to supply to this divine feminine. So his strength is a bit weakened here, but it shows that the divine is going to help him realize that he's supposed to kind of be juggling things. But, you know, we're not going to give you too much you can't handle, divine masculine. But it's safe to say, like, the Six of Cups is still at the bottom of the deck. You know, he feels, I want to be able to know what the divine feminine can do for him, but he feels right now a little in over his head, okay, about coming to you, about this relationship. Tell me about the Two of Wands. He does feel like he's in this alone. Tell me about the Two of Wands for the divine masculine. Okay, we have the Star card and the Lovers card. The Star card and the Lovers card, okay? Star card and the Lovers. So the Lovers and then the Star. So for the Two of Wands, it doesn't matter because he knows that he can't keep going another day with just having some sort of foundation, having something that's supposed to be meaningful, like his marriage, as the Two of Wands also talks about, and then is just always looking at other opportunities. I mean, for God's sakes, he has a globe in his hand. I mean, every single opportunity is open. Like, the door is open for every opportunity but what he has. So his wish fulfillment here is this Lover's card. Okay, Aries, if you're dealing with a Gemini fire sign, if you're dealing with an air sign, or vice versa, this is something that is going to happen for you. Okay, you could be any sign here, but especially an air and a fire sign. You guys move each other regardless, and you guys, he is hoping for this love and this wish fulfillment with you. The top of the deck is the Judgment card. So, I do believe that if there's any shadow